Right now there is a voice inside your head, reading these words. You can hear it, clear as day. It sounds like you, it speaks like you, it uses your language, your tone, your rhythm. But here's the question that has haunted philosophers and neuroscientists for centuries. If you are the one listening to that voice, then who is the one speaking? This is Mind Veil, where we pull back the curtain on the hidden forces controlling your mind. That voice has been with you for as long as you can remember. It narrates your life, it comments on everything, it argues with you in the shower and replays conversations from 3 years ago at 2 in the morning. It worries about tomorrow, it regrets yesterday, it never stops talking. Scientists call it your inner speech, and it's one of the strangest things your brain does. On average, you speak to yourself at a rate of about 4,000 words per minute, internally. That's faster than any conversation you've ever had out loud. Faster than any podcast, any lecture, any debate. Your inner voice is running at full speed, all day, every day, and you can't turn it off. Researchers at the University of Nevada used a method called descriptive experience sampling. They gave people a small beeper that went off at random moments throughout the day. Every time it beeped, the person had to freeze and report exactly what was happening inside their mind. The results were fascinating. About 25% of the time, people were engaged in clear inner speech, full sentences, complete thoughts, a voice talking to them in words. But another 25% of the time, people reported something different. They were thinking without words, images, feelings, abstract impressions that had no language attached to them at all. Their brain was processing complex thoughts without ever forming a single sentence, which raises an unsettling question. If you can think without the voice, what exactly is the voice for? Some neuroscientists believe the inner voice is a simulation of social speech. When you were a child, you learned to think by talking out loud. You would narrate your actions, you would ask yourself questions and answer them. Over time, that external speech moved inward. It became the voice in your head. In other words, your inner voice isn't your true self thinking. It's an echo of how other people taught you to communicate. Your parents, your teachers, your friends. Their speech patterns shaped the voice you now hear as your own. You didn't create that voice. Society installed it. But here's where it gets even stranger. Not everyone has an inner voice, and they had no idea they were different. In 2020, a conversation went viral on the internet when people discovered that some humans think entirely in images, feelings, and abstract concepts with no inner monologue at all. These people were shocked to learn that others hear a constant stream of words inside their heads, and the people with inner speech were equally shocked to learn that some people think in total silence. Neither group knew the other existed. For decades, everyone assumed their experience was universal. Your inner world is completely invisible to everyone else, and theirs is invisible to you. The voice in your head operates from a region called Broca's area, located in the left frontal lobe of your brain. This is the same area responsible for producing spoken language out loud. Brain scans show that when you talk to yourself internally, Broca's area lights up almost identically to when you speak out loud. Your brain is literally moving its mouth without making sound. And here's the proof. Researchers placed tiny sensors on people's throats and detected micro-muscle movements in the larynx during inner speech. Your vocal cords are physically twitching when you think in words, silently rehearsing speech that never leaves your body. You are always talking, even when your lips are sealed. But the voice doesn't just narrate, it controls. Studies have shown that your inner speech directly affects your emotions, your decisions, and your self-image. When the voice says you're not good enough, your brain responds as if someone else said it. Stress hormones spike, confidence drops, anxiety rises. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between the voice in your head and a real person criticizing you. That's why negative self-talk is so destructive. It's not just thinking, it's an attack from inside your own skull, and your brain treats it as real. Psychologists at the University of Michigan found a simple but powerful trick. When people referred to themselves in the third person during inner speech, their emotional response changed dramatically. Instead of thinking, "I'm going to fail this exam," they would think, "Fadi is going to do fine on this exam." That tiny shift in language created psychological distance. The brain treated the thought more like advice from a friend than a threat from within. You can change the way your own voice talks to you, and when you do, your brain chemistry literally changes. But there's a darker side to this. For some people, the inner voice becomes something else entirely. It becomes voices they don't recognize. People with schizophrenia often report hearing voices that feel completely external, voices that give commands, voices that criticize, voices that won't stop. Brain scans reveal that during these episodes, Broca's area is active. The brain is generating speech internally, but the part of the brain that tags thoughts as mine malfunctions, so the brain's own voice sounds like a stranger. The voice was always theirs, but their brain convinced them it belonged to someone else. It's the same mechanism you use every day to think, just with one broken label, and that one broken label turns an inner companion into a terrifying intruder. Now think about your own voice for a moment. It has opinions, it judges people, it worries about things that haven't happened. It replays embarrassing memories on repeat. Did you ask it to do any of that? You didn't choose to replay that awkward conversation from 5 years ago at 3 in the morning. You didn't choose to worry about tomorrow's meeting while trying to fall asleep. The voice did that on its own, without your permission, without your control. It talks when you want silence. It criticizes when you need support. It panics when you need calm. And yet, you call it me. But is it? Or is it a program running inside your skull that learned to speak in your voice so convincingly that you never questioned who was really talking? You will never meet the voice in your head. You will never see its face. You will never know where it truly comes from. But it will be with you every second of every day until the day you die. And it will never stop talking. But there's one more thing about your inner voice that most people never realize. It doesn't just talk, it predicts. Before you walk into a room full of strangers, the voice has already rehearsed what could go wrong. Before you send a text message, the voice has already imagined how the other person will react. Before you ask for a raise, the voice has already played out the rejection scene in full detail. Your inner voice is a simulation engine. It runs future scenarios inside your head hundreds of times a day. And most of those scenarios are negative because your brain evolved to prepare for threats, not to make you feel good. The voice isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to protect you, but it does it by scaring you over and over again. And the cruelest part is this. Most of the things your inner voice warned you about never actually happened. The rejection it predicted never came. The failure it rehearsed never occurred. The embarrassment it feared never materialized. Your inner voice spent hours preparing you for disasters that only existed inside your head, and you believed every single one. If this made you listen to your own thoughts differently, subscribe to Mind Veil and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, we're going to show you how a trip to the grocery store is a carefully designed psychological trap. The music, the lighting, the smell of fresh bread, the placement of every single product, none of it is random. And by the time you reach the checkout, you've already been manipulated a dozen times without knowing it. That's next time on Mind Veil. Don't miss it.